We are moving now to another legendary, lifelong peacemaker, David Gershon, global visionary and transformative change leader over the past 40 years, has developed highly effective and proven evolutionary acceleration strategies. Boy, don't we need them right now. These strategies are embedded in a planetary game for creating peace on Earth by 2030. He directs Empowerment Institute's Center for Reinventing the Planet, which empowers change agents from around the world to design and implement second-order change social innovations. He has lectured at Harvard, MIT, and Johns Hopkins, and served as an advisor to the White House and the United Nations on empowerment and second-order change. Brother David, it's wonderful to have you with us. Thank you for being here at the symposium on this day dedicated to change making.
Thank you, Ben. And thank you for the invitation. And John, thank you for the invitation. And bless you all for the beautiful work you're doing, who have spoken so far, and to continue after I speak, to offer their beautiful visions. So I have taken the notion of sacred mission to heart. And I want to speak to that notion. So for me, my sacred mission is to create peace on earth. It is a clear signal and resonant signal that I have received 47 years ago. On August 11th, 1976, we completed a 9,000-mile bicentennial torch relay across all 50 states of America to celebrate the spiritual values upon which this country was founded, which looks very different than how it has shown up now. But we wanted to rekindle them. And as we extinguished that torch in downtown Manhattan at Federal Hall, the site of George Washington's inauguration, I received the guidance to bring a torch of peace around the world to create peace on earth. And I have been living this sacred mission ever since. But this is more than my sacred mission. Peace on earth is the sacred mission of humanity. And I'm part of a long lineage of people who have proclaimed and peoples the idea of peace on earth, from Jesus of Nazareth, which has grown stronger ever since and is celebrated every Christmas, to the Native American Hopis, humanity's dream keepers for peace, to John Lennon through his global anthem, Imagine. It is the one idea held universally in the hearts of all humanity. Victor Hugo said, "There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come." And Plato stated that ideas rule the world. In my judgment, peace on earth is the most powerful idea in the world because of its universal aspiration held in the heart of every human being, either consciously or unconsciously. As this idea enters a person's heart, it lifts them to a higher frequency. And now the idea of peace on earth has a due date by 2030. This is showing up in many different places and expressions, including my beloved brothers and sisters on this call, who have partnered with me and who've been moving forward this notion in many different ways. Chief Phil, John, Tezikiah, Julie, Antoinette, Pato, and Ben. Thank you for your partnership. Rotary International is creating peace on earth zones and have committed to this as part of their mission. African Union is helping further and model the Ubuntu peace strategy that is being championed by Pato and Antoinette, and over 50 global partners. So as people and organizations in different parts of the world express their unique way of moving peace on earth by 2030 into the world, we are finding ourselves with a unifying vision for humanity, a common cause. Indeed, peace on earth is an idea whose time has come. So let me share a little bit about this collective journey of peace on earth that I have been holding and stewarding and implementing over these years. In 1986, at the height of the Cold War, we passed the torch of peace around the world. It was called the First Earth Run. And in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF, we engaged 1 billion people through the media and 25 million people on the ground and 45 heads of state in 62 countries. And something remarkable happened, something that I still find inspiring and awesome for humanity and for me as a keeper of the flame. Wherever the torch of peace went, all wars stopped. All wars stopped, and the world was united as one. We saw the readiness, if provided with the right opportunity, for humanity to show up in a totally different way. Thousands of groups around the world came together cooperatively to achieve this audacious goal. And we had very limited communication. There was no internet. There wasn't even fax machines and very few social networks. But because this is the heart of humanity's sacred mission, people were ready, they showed up, and this happened. And we're even more ready now. Not for a 3-month experience, but for a 7-year plan to actually create peace on earth. Our mantra is John Lennon's Imagine song, which has become the global anthem. He sings, imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. So my call to action today is to invite more dreamers, more people willing to hold this intention, willing to put a stake in the ground and give it a date and a path. This venture that we are now embarked upon is based on the 7 strategies that ignited the world to come together in common cause and bring a torch of peace around the world. It's evolved into what we call the peace game, which John has alluded to, which combined with our knowledge of second order change that we've cultivated over the last 4 decades, brings the synergies together to create something, to create the impossible becoming possible. Communication connectivity is there. The yearning is there. The deconstruction is there, forcing us to construct a new possibility. If not now, when? If not us, who? So we've embarked on this journey. It goes through the peace game and the 7 peace actions. It evolves into what we call peace on earth zones that reweave the social fabric of a community, transforming that which separates us into that which brings us together and learning how to cooperate for the common good. How do we heal the polarization? This is one of the ways. And our vision is community by community, year by year, over the 2020s, we will witness the dawning of peace on earth and ushering in of the golden age. Chief Phil, I'm so delighted that you are bringing the indigenous leadership into play. I look forward to figuring out the best ways for us to be the beneficiaries, as was stated in the beautiful video of our older brothers and sisters. So we've piloted this peace game over 5 years. 35,000 peace actions have been taken that have impacted almost 9 million people in 15 countries. And I just will close by sharing a little bit of what we've learned. The peace game is built around 7 strategies: empowerment, oneness, unity, cooperation, abundance, love, and faith. The themes of World Unity Week last year. These are transformational practices that, when collectively applied, evolve a person into an emanation of peace and everything around them into manifestations of peace. They're practices, which means that they deepen as people invest more time and make them part of their life. peace game is divided into 4 parts that represent the different expressions of how peacemaking and peace is expressed on planet Earth right now. Action 1 on empowerment focuses on building the capacity of the peacemaker, building their agency. Actions 2 to 4 on oneness, unity, and cooperation. Those are the peace building actions. This is how peace building actually works as people become skillful in oneness, unity, and cooperation. Actions 5 and 6 on abundance and love focus on field building, spiritual field building, and pragmatic field building, empowering the different peacemaking groups. And action 7 on faith is really focused on the movement building, being able to grow this movement and being able to really up-level one's faith in the possibility of peace on earth and our fellow human beings showing up in a new way. So at its essence, the peace game is an empowerment platform enabling people to envision and create a life of peace for themselves and influence those in their world to do the same. Playing the peace game empowers, enlightens, and transforms those players and communities who wholeheartedly engage with it. There's more that I can say, but let me just close with a specific call to action. We are currently playing a game online with 154 people across many countries around the world. It started January 17th. This completes on March 13th. People are playing the game each Wednesday, 12 to 2, in teams of 3. We call them the peace teams. There are 9 meetings. We have 8 peace and earth zones that are in play across the game right now. It's played on a peace game app. And our next peace game starts May 15th and it goes through July 13th. And I'll put in the chat a link to that. And also when we have our next information meeting. So let me just close by saying we are capable of doing so much more than we've ever imagined. And Peace on Earth by 2030, that's held by so many of us on this call and so many others, is an idea that has tremendous power. So we can do this. We do not need Mother Earth, Blessed Gaia, to have to do it herself. We can do this. And I invite everyone who feels called to join and play with us. Blessings.
Wow. That is so good, David. Oh my gosh. We're witnessing history in the making here. All of us together. You know, Ben, the thought is just, it's in all dimensions. It's strategic, it's tactical, it's operational. It needs to happen at all levels. Here you got a real structure, a vision, indigenous inspiration and leadership. We got Women's Day coming up on March 8th. We have a call to stand with the mother. You know, the power of music and youth. I mean, we're seeing the ways we actually can engage and the connections, not just with the indigenous world, but with Africa and the work that Pato and Antoinette are doing. I mean, gosh, and Audrey, man, I mean, this was worth getting up for. This gives me so much hope. We can do this. And David, just you're so organized and so thoughtful. We could just learn from each other. Oh my gosh. I just had to speak. I'm just so moved by this.
Thank you, John.
We got this.
Yes, it's amazing. Thank you, John. Thank you, David. Thank you for being with us and sharing the extraordinary history, heritage, and future of all of the work that you're doing. And Peace on Earth by 2030. Yes, we've had the pleasure and honor of having the torch that was part of the first Earth Run from 1986 with us in sacred events in Africa and in Ethiopia and North America and different parts of the world as we built up this collective journey. And yes, we're partners in this Peace on Earth by 2030. So bless you, David.